There is a profound Japanese saying, "A red lacquer dish needs no decoration." In a world of overcomplication, this proverb is a reminder that the most beautiful things, and the most effective ones, are often the simplest. If you look at the average trader's screen today, it's cluttered. It's decorated with 5 different indicators, 3 oscillators, and a dozen moving averages. They are looking for a secret code that doesn't exist. But the masters? They look for the lacquer dish. They look for the raw, undecorated truth of price action. Today, we are going to master a principle that is as simple as it is powerful, the change of polarity. This isn't just a technical rule. It is a psychological law of the human mind. Today, I'm going to show you why old support becomes new resistance, the 3 groups of people who drive this phenomenon, and how to use candlesticks to time your entries with surgical precision. Most textbooks tell you support becomes resistance, but they never tell you why. If you don't understand the why, you won't have the confidence to click trade when the moment arrives. Let's look at the psychology of a support level, like point A on this chart. When the market hits this level and bounces, it creates a memory in the minds of 3 specific groups. Group 1, the smart money. They were waiting for stability. They saw point A hold, and when it successfully tests that level again at point B, they go long. They are currently in profit and feeling like geniuses. Group 2, the missed out group. These traders saw the bounce from A to B and felt the fear of missing out, FOMO. They are desperately waiting for a pullback to point C so they can get in on the action. Group 3, the vindicated losers. These traders were long earlier, got stopped out on a fake out, and now realize they were right about the bull market. They want to prove their original thesis. They are also waiting for point C to get back in. Suddenly, the floor collapses. Prices puncture areas A, B, and C. Now, every single person in these 3 groups, the geniuses, the FOMO traders, and the vindicated ones, is in a losing trade. What happens next is the most important lesson in trading psychology. The most important price on any chart isn't the high or the low, it's the price where you entered. When a trade goes deep into the red, traders don't look for profits anymore. They look for mercy. They start learning prayers in 7 different languages just to see the market return to their entry price so they can get out flat. Consequently, when the market finally rallies back to that old support, those trapped longs don't see a breakout. They see an exit door. They sell. Their combined selling pressure is exactly why old support becomes new resistance, E and F. A red lacquer dish is strong on its own, but it's even stronger when paired with the right tools. In trading, we call this convergence. Look at this S&P 500 example. We see a support area was breached. A rebound began, signaled by a piercing pattern, where the white candle is so strong, it almost becomes a bullish engulfing. As the price rallies back to the scene of the crime, the old support, we don't just sell blindly. We look for the triple threat. The change of polarity. Price is hitting the zone of the former floor. The trend line, a falling resistance line obtained by connecting the previous highs. The candle signal, a bearish engulfing pattern confirms that the trapped longs have started selling. When you see a Japanese candle signal confirming 2 Western indicators, polarity and trend lines, the probability of a successful trade increases exponentially. You aren't gambling. You are following a roadmap of human emotion. One of the biggest mistakes that will kill your account is treating support and resistance like thin lines of glass. In reality, they are zones. In this chart, notice the horizontal region defined by 2 lines. This is a territory of support. Once the lower end of this territory is breached, the entire zone flips its polarity. Notice how the stock continued to retreat until a pair of hammers hinted at stabilization. But look where the ascent ended. Right at the convergence of a dark cloud cover and our change of polarity zone. Pro tip, if you see long lower shadows or wicking into a polarity zone without a candle body closing above it, that is a visual confirmation that the polarity is holding. Don't be fooled by a temporary wick. Wait for the candle close. The change of polarity is a universal rule. It works on the 5-minute chart just as well as the weekly chart. Take this index chart. Notice how the resistance was tested multiple times and reinforced by a doji. This brings us to a vital nuance, the rule of three. The change of polarity principle usually requires that a level be tested at least 2 or 3 times before we can truly trust it as a polarity flip candidate. If a level is strong enough to reject price 3 times, it has enough emotional memory to become a rock-solid floor once it's broken. On this PNG chart, once the bulls propelled price over the resistance, the small real bodies late in the session showed a neutral trend. However, because the old resistance held as support, the outlook remained favorable. The final 2 long lower shadow candles were the visual stamp of approval that the bears had lost control of that level. To be a 10-tenths trader, you must know when your strategy is invalid. No rule works 100% of the time. The change of polarity fails under one specific condition: lack of momentum. If the price returns to an old support level and starts sidelines or consolidating on top of the level for 10, 15, or 20 candles, the emotional energy is dissipating. The trapped traders have already found other ways out, or the market has simply accepted the new price. We want to see a rejection. We want to see a hammer or an engulfing pattern quickly. If the price just hangs out at the level, the polarity is likely dead. Clean, V-shaped retests are your best friends. The greatest advantage of using Western techniques in combination with Japanese candlesticks is target setting. Candles, like the hammer, are incredible for telling you when to enter, but they are terrible at telling you when to exit. In this final example, we see a hammer confirming a support level based on the change of polarity. That's our green light. But where do we take our profit? We look for a falling resistance line formed from previous highs. By using this line as our target, we have a complete trade plan. Entry: hammer at polarity support. Stop loss: just below the hammer's wick. Target: the Western resistance line. This is the Red Lacquer method in its final form. Simple, elegant, and undecorated. Trading is 10% math and 90% psychology. The change of polarity is the bridge between the two. My challenge to you this week is simple. Open your charts, any market, any time frame, and find 3 examples of a red lacquer setup. Find where old resistance became support, and look for the candle that confirmed it. If you can master this one simple dish, you don't need the decorations. If this video helped flip the polarity on how you look at charts, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite candle pattern to use for a polarity flip?